One is China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. Another one is the United States leads NATO group. So in the 3rd of September, China have the huge, massive parade, military parade that is showing and demonstration of the world that they have the new allies. China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran also sends the president over there to work with them. And also the Middle Asia 5 countries, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. Those countries will join the new world, new access. China lead China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. So now, United States changed the defense of department name into the war of department. That means they expect to have the war against China. Against China leading the groups. It's not only China, but China, in the past 3 years, Russia was trapped in the Ukraine war. Russia gradually became the semi-independent country of communist China because they depended on Chinese financial support, weapon support, manufacturing support, and eventually they become political support. Russia will lose political independence, strategical independence. Communist China is trying to consolidate the power, the resources, and the military strength with Russia, with Iran, with North Korea, with China together. Let's consolidate, become one solid group. Yes, they want to share the world power of the United States. Even they want to Chinese party. They are minority in this world. They worry about their power every day. They don't believe democracy and freedom world. We trust them. But the first priority of the Chinese Communist Party, they are undermining freedom and democracy. The change free world. So they use cheap products, use made in China cheap products. They enslave 1.4 billion people, slave labor, and they use the cheap products to destroy your industry, destroy UK industry, destroy United States manufacturing capability. They will take over supply chain, whole world supply chain, and then they will take over manipulating the government, manipulating United States and UK government, the free world government. Their true purpose is take over world power, change world orders, change the global orders. That's their true purpose. 1.4 billion people is a huge population. Chinese Communist Party, they think people is not human, it's a property of the parties. All the 1.4 billion people, they was brainwashed for 20 years, since 6 years old to 24 years old. 20 years old, they ask the people have the unconditionally loyalty to the parties, unconditionally to obey the instruction of the government. Those people become robots. Those people is a slave. Yes, now you enjoy the cheap products from China. Those products, a lot of the products was made in jail, made in concentration camp. There is millions of the people, Chinese people, who have no reason put into the concentration camp. The government asks them, work for government free. Work for government free. That's why made in China is cheap. Because they never pay salary to the people. They never pay salary to the government, to the workers. And the cheap products is very dangerous for your society. When you buy the cheap products, you give up your industry. You give up your manufacturing capability. You have no made in UK anymore. In the future, made in China is actually made by Communist Party. Will become monopoly. Will become monopoly. In that times, those products will not cheap anymore. Will not cheap anymore. You know, no monopoly become cheap. They will become very expensive. 100 times more expensive than current price. In that times, they will take everything from you. Chinese Communist Party, they treat their people like animals. In the future, they will treat your children, your grandchildren like animals. They will put your children, your grandchildren into the concentration camp, into the prison, and work for government free. Now, you know, the UK's supply chain was manipulated and rigged by Chinese Communist Party. Actually, you know, your steel industry is ruined, destroyed. Your chemical industry was destroyed. Your oil industry was destroyed. Your manufacturing capability was destroyed. Your government lose the bargaining power with the Chinese Communist Party. They are undertably, secretly, manipulating your government. You know, I'm a descendant coming from China, but I live in London for 2 years. I feel very dangerous. Even I live in this country, I feel dangerous. You know, I feel not safe, because Chinese Communist Party, they have the huge power can manipulate your government, your home office, your government, send the agent, send the undercover policeman to harass me. You know, so you know why? Because your government dependent on Chinese supply chain. Your clothes was made in China. Your chemical materials were made in China. So your government lose your independence of the economy, lose your independence of the political. That's very dangerous. That's very dangerous. You should boycott made in China. Keep your industry survive. Keep your manufacturing survive. Even it's very expensive or more expensive, but it's keep your freedom. Keep your choice. Keep your choice. You know, when made by Communist Party become monopoly, you will lose your freedom. You will lose your democracy. You will lose your future. I told you that. Your children, your grandchildren will become slaves of the Communist Party in next 20 years, even next 10 years. You know, in the 3rd of September, China have the massive military parade. That's a demonstration and announcement for the whole world. They have a new military alliance with Russia, with North Korea, with Europe. New axis was already formed. That's against the free world, against the democracy and freedom. Those people was dictator. Those people was a dictatorship. You know, in the past 3 years, Russia was trapped in the Ukraine war, and Russia is already become semi-dependent country of China, Communist China. China take advantage of the Ukraine war. Is gradually in the past 3 years take control of the Russia's economy, Russia's manufacturing, Russia's politicals. The Russia was become semi-dependent country of Communist China. You know, it's very dangerous. Russia is the second strongest armed force. China is the largest economy. You know.
It's coming.
Yeah, America is the largest, but the China, you know, China by TPP, that's the largest thing already. By PPP is already largest. Because China, they have the buying powers is better. Yeah. By PPP, China is already the largest economy. But I tell you that Chinese Communist Party, they are rooster. They have nothing to do with the Chinese successful. China is successful based on the huge population, 5,000 years non-stop civilization, and huge territory, massive resources. We are Chinese. China is successful. It's nothing to do with communism, nothing to do with socialism. For example, every morning, the rooster crowing, the sun rise, the sun come out. But can you say that rooster make the sun come out? Rooster makes sun rising. Nothing. No matter how, no matter the rooster crowing or not, the sun will rise. Like China. China is the largest economy in this world for thousands of years. 1,000 years before, Tang Dynasty, Sui Dynasty, China is the largest economy, strongest empire in this world. 500 years before, Mongol Empire, China is the largest economy and the strongest empire in this world. 300 years ago, 200 years before, China is also largest economy. China is successful. It's nothing to do with communism, nothing to do with the socialists, nothing to do with that.
Going back to the Second World War, Japan attacked China.
Yeah.
And I don't know who was in charge of China at the time. Obviously they're not the country they are today. They couldn't beat the Japanese.
Yeah, in the Second World War is nationalism in China. Now is communism in China. From nationalism in China, now they flee to Taiwan. Nationalist China ruling China from 1912 to 1949. But they lost the Civil War. People flee to Taiwan already. Yeah.
So that won't happen again. Japan.
No. Japan is independent country of the United States. No, it's a dependent country of the United States.
Japan is allied to the United States more than it is China, even though geographically it's nearer to China.
Yes. Before China, Japan is war to China. In a long time ago, the Second World War, 1/3 of the territory was occupied by Japan.
But it's not just China.
Yes, Southeast Asia.
I mean, strategically then,
Yeah, you can marry. You can get married.
Different cultures kind of thing. I never yeah, but I mean, you're allowed to do it.
how can we vote for you?
Yeah. You vote for me first and boycott made in China. Yeah.
Boycott Chinese food.
Yes, boycott China. You not 100%. Or you buy some maybe in UK, buy me some maybe in the euros. That's good for you. Keep your choice. Keep your freedom. But when made by Communist Party become the monopoly, you have no choice. That's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. But when you become a monopoly, you get manipulated by the Communist Party. Yes. Yeah, that's right. Now, a lot of the Europe countries cannot cut off natural gas and oil coming from Russia. Even they know Russia takes them money to war against them. Russia use the UK money, use the German money, use the Polish money, use the Greek money to against them. But they cannot cut off Because Russia is a monopoly in the natural gas and oil supply to Europe market. Yes, you know, I swim every day. I go to swimming pool yesterday. The water is very cold. Compared last year or 2 years before, this water is very warm. They don't care about the cost. But today, they turn off the heater. Why? Because the Ukraine war. Ukraine war affect your daily life. You know, today and yesterday, I go to the swimming pool. It's so cold, freezing, you know. It's good for me. But you know, it's your living cost increase a lot. They care about energy cost. Because of the Ukraine war, you have to change to another source. You buy oil from the American. You buy natural gas from Australia. Now you have to pay more your bill, energy bill. Like swimming pools, major centers, they turn off the heater and make the people get sick.